Matters in the marriage. Let's talk about it. Matters in the marriage. Let's talk about it. By Dr. Christiana Akede. Let's talk about it. By Dr. Christiana Akede. Let's talk about it.
Hello and welcome to Matters in Marriage. It's my pleasure to have you today on Matters in Marriage. Please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and lately I've also been on TikTok. So follow Dr. Christian Akede on TikTok, Matters in Marriage on Facebook and on YouTube, and you will get the latest episode and conversation that we're having concerning marriage. Like I always say, I love marriage and I want, it's my passion that couples live a healthy marriage life. Because marriage is so important, we have to pay attention to everything that is going on. It is God's plan because the Bible says 2 is better than 1. And marriage has its complications. Definitely we know that there are occasions where you just think, is it worth it after all? But then if you can just put your heart and your mind into working it out, at some point you will give thanks to God. Today, by the special grace of God, we are diving into a conversation that for some times, it's just been coming up in my spirit. And I have with me my very, very precious sister, a friend, a counselor, name it. Also, sometimes I even call her my prophet because she is just like an embodiment of somebody that you love to have in your corner. My friend today, I'm going to let her introduce herself, but if she misses anything, I'm going to correct it because we've been together for almost 30 years now. We've been together. I've seen us grow. I've seen us, transformed. I've seen us achieve so many milestones. So it's my pleasure. I don't want to take too much of your time to welcome my own very friend, Elizabeth Ottah. Welcome to Matters in Marriage.
Thank you very much. Well, she has said it all. I really don't have much to add to it. She has said it all. We've been together. We hardly fight.
We fight.
I know we've had some, maybe some minor misunderstanding, but then it just doesn't go beyond that. And sometimes the other person doesn't even complain. But you know that, okay, something is wrong here. We give glory to God. I'm glad to be on your program today.
Oh, thank you. She's a realtor, she's a mother, she is a grandmother, she's a wife, she's a singer, she's an embodiment of a patient, caring. I have a lot to say about her. Thank you for these so many years that we've been together.
Thank you.
Because sometimes to even keep friendship requires a lot of wisdom. Mm-hmm. It requires a lot of management, forgiveness, and just letting go, but just sticking together. We've come a long, long way. And I'm so happy to have you. I look up to her a lot of times on some things. She's that kind of person I will call and say, hey, da, and she will always be there. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
So today we are looking at our conversation is centered around marriage, wisdom, and learning. She's been married for about 40 years.
Yes.
And I've been on this journey for 37 years. So together today you have almost 70-something years worth of experience in this marriage journey. So I bet me when we share some things, we're talking from experience. We're not talking from books. We're not talking from hearsay. We're talking from the path that we have walked, and we want to share that with you today. So Titus chapter 2 from verse 4, it says something that we're going to be leaning on today. It said, let the older women train the younger women to love their husbands and their children. And verse 5 says, to live wisely and be pure, to walk in their homes, to do good, and to be submissive to their own husband. It says, then they will not bring shame on the word of God. Mentorship, because marriage is a journey. I personally have been blessed to have good people in my corner who have corrected me, scolded me, pointed me in the right direction when I was going wrong or when I was thinking incorrectly. So today we just want to take a look at some of these things that can help your marriage. We've walked through it. I tell you, one of my friends used to say, all men have the same grandparents. So, as women, we want to just share some of our experience with you based on the word of God, based on our own life. And we hope by the end of this conversation, you'll have one or two things that you can put under your belt that will help your marriage to thrive and to grow. By the way, I'm a certified marriage counselor, and I provide tools also for marriage, for couples who are probably going through challenges. And some people who have already come to the end of the road, like, okay, we're done. Honey, don't be done, because there are tools that's available for you to navigate this journey. All right, let's get started. So, for almost 40 years, you've been on this journey. Can you share with our audience how important it is to have a mentor, somebody that you can look up onto, somebody that can say, hey, stop in your life and in the journey of your marriage relationship?
Thank you, Dr. Pastor Christina Akide. Incidentally, she's Christina. My husband is Christopher.
Okay.
Well, that's on the lighter side anyway. Well, it's important for a woman, even a man, to have somebody you can, an older person, you can always talk to when you feel, worried about your marital life, about situation in your life. There's you need somebody to talk to, because nobody knows it all. Especially young people, sometimes if you don't talk to somebody, I don't say you should put your business out there for everybody, but at least you should have someone that you trust, that who can always give you, a sincere advice that this is how to go about it, this is not how to go about it. Actually, growing up, when I was much younger, I thank God for my brother, my immediate brother, the person I'm next to. In my relationships, sometimes I would think that, oh, this guy did this, and I would always think that I am right. But to tell you the truth, even though he's my blood brother, he will never tell me that I'm right. And the moment, his name is Kwame, the moment he opens his mouth, he will listen to me attentively and will allow me to land. After landing, I will expect him to, to take sides with me. That, what that person did is wrong. But he will just tell me, come, you are wrong. That would be the first thing that would come out of his mouth. And that would just cool everything in me. The ego, the anger, everything that, that had built up in me would just go down. And he would just give me sincere advice. And today I thank God for him, for all those advice. Even your friend, if you're not careful, if you put out your business, in front of your friend, most friends don't give good advice. That's the truth. But look for somebody, that you feel that you are comfortable with, that you can talk to. And it's not just anybody. You must have studied that person and maybe even try him once or twice. Because if you talk to somebody once and your business is not out there, then you know that there's somebody you can go to. But there are some people that, even some pastors have done it. Somebody reported the pastor to me. I'm sorry to say that. Yes.
Go ahead. Oh, plain.
Somebody reported the pastor to me that once, if you go to him for counseling, that the next sermon on a Sunday, your business is out there on the pulpit. Which I have heard to myself. Apart from, before the person told me, I knew that. So you need a mentor, all right. But just be careful at who you choose as your mentor.
That is so wonderful. So I'm hearing that your brother
Yeah.
was that person in your life that helped you during those situations where you just feel like, you are right, the anger, you want somebody to take your side. Thank God for you have somebody in your corner who was able to say, no, this is it, this is it, this is it. And sometimes your mentor may not even be your brother, it may not be your mother, it may not be your father. It could be somebody else, somebody that God places in your life.
Yes.
So I'm going to share my own experience. When we got married, that's 37 years ago. One of my husband's, like an elderly person, he invited us to his house and they shared their experience with us. He gave us an advice, a piece of advice. And up till today, what he shared with us was what we're still doing. He shared with us like one of the most important things in a relationship that causes so much friction in relationship is finance management. So he gave us a formula. Finance management, in-laws, and those things. So he gave us a formula that is what has helped his family. And we stuck to it. 37 years after, we're still doing what he taught, how he educated us to handle that particular area of life. So like my friend said, it's not everybody that's going to be your mentor. To the young couples, please listen. Facebook cannot be your mentor. TikTok, Instagram, somebody posting pictures of this and that, they're good, but that should not be the source of your direction or counseling, except you know for sure that what you're hearing is the honest truth. And one thing I've noticed is this, being a marriage coach, I've seen couple comes to me and they will present a case. And when they present a case, I always tell them, look, I'm not going to take side with anybody. If you are wrong, I'm going to tell you are wrong. At that moment, a lot of time, people become disappointed because they want to hear what will be pleasing to them.
Yeah.
And the moment you do not give them what is pleasing to them, they lose their balance.
Exactly.
But you did say something that when your brother speaks to you, he doesn't feed your anger, your ego, those emotions. He gives you the raw truth.
Sure, yeah.
And sometimes truth is very difficult to take.
That's true. That's true.
So as young people who are married, some people run to their parents. Parents will always take sides.
Yes.
They always take sides. I mean, having kids that are married, there are days I want to jump into stuff, but I have to hold myself back.
Yeah. It's
right?
Me too.
Exactly. So your parent may not be the first person to jump to run to for counseling, because they will always counsel you from a place of bias.
That's true. That's true. No, I'll tell you the truth. There was a time my daughter, I think something was going on between her and her husband, and she was forced to tell me. Actually, I remember I was driving that day when she called her, hey, Mom, la, 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 la. I allowed her to finish. And after that, I said, what do you want me to do now? Because this is husband and wife.
Yeah.
It's something without even letting the third person know. There are issues that you can, settle amicably between yourselves.
Yes.
I said, what do you want me to do? She said, is that what you're going to say? I said, yes. I said, yes. So, do you want me to start cussing your husband out and start threatening that, oh, you did this to my daughter? That no. So, to tell you the truth, even as at that time, I did not have the answer to give her. So that's why I said, okay, what do you want me to do now? She said, oh, Thor, because you were living in the northern part of Nigeria then. She said, Thor, and that was how that ended. Then days later, I called her and I said, how is your husband? She said, he's fine. I said, how far? Have you guys settled? He said, yes, we've settled. That everything is okay. I said, how did you settle? She said one thing. She said, I told him that I've reported you to my mom. And she said immediately, she said that is like something, because I've never been a bad mother-in-law to him. That something just came over him, and that was how they settled without me even saying anything. So sometimes couples can, they can always settle. You ask me, okay, what is it that I've been doing wrong? We cannot continue like this. And they should be able to reach a common ground. Example, somebody like me, one, I grew up, I hope I'm not taking all this.
No. Please feel free. I mean, if we are not done today, we can come back another time and continue.
Somebody like me, this is kind of, it's not really funny, but at the same time, it's funny. About 5 weeks ago, some little children, they are now men and women who grew up in my neighborhood, remember their auntie, just maybe some 5 years difference between us. And so they called me. Some of them are in Texas, and one was visiting from Nigeria. And they called me. They wanted to say hello to me and to ask about my brother, the one I mentioned, because he was their mentor when they were growing up. He was teaching them after school lesson, and at the same time, because he was playing soccer then. So they called me. They used to call him Skipo, and they said, "Oh, what about Spico?" After greeting me and all that, that so person is here. They all greeted me on the phone. I said, Skipo is fine. They said, oh, we need his phone number. And then, humorously, to me, they said, we remember you in those days that you used to play ball, soccer ball with boys.
Oh, okay.
that we remember how you used to run after football in shorts and all that.
Wow.
And to tell you the truth, about 2 weeks before that call, I was telling my husband and my children that, if there was women soccer when I was growing up, that I would have been a soccer player. Though soccer runs in my family, because my father, during his lifetime, when he was in school, he used to play soccer for CMS Grammar School. So he said, so I said, people remember that? Then they started laughing. They said, we remember how you used to run after soccer ball and all that. I said, just 2 weeks ago, I was telling my husband and my children that if during that time, a female soccer was on in Nigeria, was popular, that I would have been a soccer player. So we grew up, and people whom you grew up with, even schoolmates, you still, at one time or the other, you still talk to each other. You see how you belong to like the same old students association. But one thing I know is that there is no friend, male friend. either schoolmate or a colleague at work that I don't introduce to my husband. Yes. Even if my husband has not seen that person face to face, at one time or the other, I've told him stories of what had happened while growing up, or something that happened in the office. So it's like before my husband eventually meets that person face to face, he has already heard about the person. So it was no surprises. Oh, you are so person. And sometimes we meet them on the way and I'll say, oh, Dim, I call my husband Dim. Dim means my love in Igbo language, my husband. I call him Dim. I say, come and meet so person. After exchanging pleasantries with each other, I now introduce themselves, to each other. And that settles it. And I'll tell you, when I had Michael, right, where we were living then. One of my schoolmates was living behind somewhere in the same subdivision, but further down. So they saw my husband. They were passing. Another one was visiting from Rhode Island. They were passing. When they were passing, they saw my husband outside. He was washing his car. And then they stopped by. When they stopped by, they asked my husband that, oh, good afternoon. They greeted him. That, are you so person's husband? He said, yes. And then I think they must have seen me in the car. The one that lives behind me must have seen me in that car before. So when they saw him watching the car, so he said, yes. They said, oh, where is it that we are they introduced themselves. Oh, he said, she's upstairs, that she just had a baby. So I was surprised. So when I had a knock on my door, I opened. It turned out to be these two guys. I said, oh, where are you guys coming from? How did you know here? They said, we saw your husband downstairs. And we asked of you. He said, you are upstairs. So they came, they greeted me. It was even a good one because they dropped some money, according to our tradition for the new baby. So I think it's important that your husband, either your wife or your husband, know the people that you either grew up with, you went to school with, because you cannot detach yourself from such people, especially if they are the ones, once in a while you see each other, you ask of each other. Some call me to tell you when landline was very popular. One used to call me. If they don't hear from me in a while, they will call. Are you okay? They will call my house. That we are just checking on you. I'm not talking of a female now. I'm talking of a male. But in such case, it's not just a stranger. And if that was the person's first time of calling my house, if it's my husband that picks the phone, he will introduce himself that I'm so person from so place. And he would tell my husband the reason. Sometimes my husband would just call me that, oh, somebody is on the line. He said he's so, and I'll pick the call. And then we've not seen you, we've not heard from you in a long while. We're just checking on you. So I think couples should be able to build that trust. Yes, that's very important. We all have female friends, we all have male friends, but just the trust. And if the other person feels somehow about the other person, either suspicious or whatever, you can talk to each other and let the other person explain himself or herself that, oh, it's a person. There's no harm at all. I don't have anything. Trust me. Trust. So I think that's how to keep the relationship going.
Good. Thank you. So what I just heard is that trust is really, really important.
Oh, yes.
We should not feel insecure in our relationship.
Yes.
And I've seen occasions where, they falsely accuse each other. But if you have, like you said, there should be total transparency.
Exactly.
Somebody that came on this conversation a long time ago said a phrase that stuck with me. He said, you are as sick as the secrets you keep in your relationship. So transparency builds trust.
Sure.
It builds trust. Don't keep anything from each other. Be open. Exactly. Be open. And as women, sometimes, because of the way God wires us, we always say we have many hearts where we'll keep issues, where we'll keep stuff. We can compartmentalize so many things. But when it comes to things that threatens your marriage, please be open and honest.
Exactly.
Be transparent. And don't give your partner the opportunity to be suspicious.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure. Yes.
You know, some people, I've seen couples, they do not only password protect their phone, they have biometric protection on their phone. So what are you keeping? Why do you have to have both password, both biometric,
Exactly.
or just to keep something? What are you keeping? I mean, that's already a breathing ground for suspicious activities. It's going to give your partner the signal that you have stuff that you are keeping. So what we're saying is one of the things that's going to help your marriage to stand test of time is transparency.
Exactly.
Be open. You know, as Christian, one of the things that the Bible tells us is they were both naked. That is, they were transparent. They were transparent. There are occasions you're going to forget some stuff. I'm not saying you're going to devour everything in day one. No. But as we continue to grow, we continue to know and learn more about each other. I'm going to go to the next question because it's really, really important to me.
Okay.
As a Nigerian, and this is applicable. You see, in our culture in Nigeria, we have a phrase when a couple is about to get married. There's this prayer that they always pray. May God make you each other's friend. So in my language, it says, that is, you should be friend to each other. I really don't know the value of that phrase a lot growing up until I began this marriage assignment that God gave to me. And I began to read books and I began to follow like lead authors. And it turns out that there was a mighty experiment that was carried out, I think in UCLA, about couples that last in their relationship. And the number one factor is friendship.
Yes.
Going into your marriage relationship as friends. Let me ask you, with your 40 years, you know, I call you OG. With your 40 years in this business, has friendship, being friend with your husband, has it really helped you? Or will you advise couples to make sure they keep the friendship in their relationship?
That's a very good question. Yes. Your husband or your wife is your number one friend.
Woof!
That's the truth. Your husband or your wife is your number one friend. It's your number one confidant. And it's very important that apart from, because you just, as time goes on, people say that as time goes on, both husband and wife look like each other.
So true.
Even their behavior, they are the ones who can call each other to order if there is, anything wrong somewhere. Look, this is not how to do things. This is the way to do things. Not even though your husband is your significant other, your wife is your significant other, and in counseling each other and talking to each other, we should not allow our emotions to. Sometimes, we human beings are fond of doing that. And I just discovered that men are more jealous than women. Truth.
Oh, wow. But being friends can help to reduce.
Exactly. Because when you are friends, you can talk, you can laugh with each other and all that. So first of all, when you were dating, before you became before you go into dating, you first start as friends.
Yes. Yes.
So it's like you try and relieve those moments when you were we call it paddies, right?
Yes.
When you're paddies,
Yes.
you can always laugh. You know, you don't hold on to things and stuff like that. That will help a lot in a marriage. But the moment you allow your emotions, not that you don't love your wife, not that you don't love your husband, but the moment you allow, oh, I love her, I don't want it to see anybody around her, I don't want to see anybody around him, then the trouble comes in. That can even lead to divorce. So you need to guard against it. Just look at your wife. As long as there's that trust, just look at your wife as, oh, she's my friend, as well as my wife. Exactly. And my sister, even my mother.
Oh, yeah.
because they say that our men, our husbands, are our children.
Yeah.
So if you have one child, just with your husband, you have to add your husband to that. You know, you have 2 children. And if you have 2, you know that you have 3 children. We play a very significant role in the lives of the men. Because if we don't, please, let's just drop jealousy. Let's drop it. Because if we allow jealousy to come into your relationship, it can break. Because you can accuse the other partner wrongly. No matter how that person tries to explain himself or herself, if you are too jealous, you can accuse that person and hold on to that, which can lead to divorce. I've seen such before. That it was after this couple have divorced that the man now realized, not the woman, because the woman tried to explain everything to the husband then. This couple in question, unfortunately, they are both late now, but they were my friend's parents. So I was at a party in their house on that day, and the mother, they already divorced. She had gone somewhere, have kids there, and then she came back for the party because they were doing send-off. My friend's father was in the diplomatic corps, and he was posted outside the country. So they were doing their send-off parties, so stroke prayers. So I went there. The woman was there, because of her children. And then she said one thing. She said she is the one that was supposed to be there with her husband. That if not her friends, the husband was listening to stories that were not true about her. And the husband acted on that. But it was after they had gone their separate ways that the husband now knew the truth, which was too late. So we should just try and guard against overreacting, and then we should not allow our emotions to overtake us. Let's just do things with, sensibly, and when we see situations that we cannot handle, well, let's go to that mentor that you have, that I have this situation. How do I go about it? Your mentor, if your mentor is somebody that really loves you, can never give you a bad advice. Like I said, I thank God for my brother, because then there was no situation. Even if African mothers, even if you are wrong, I'm not to a male, to a female child, they will always tell you, oh, we've given, the moment you got married, we've given your room out to somebody else. So there's no
coming back.
Exactly. Now try and work things out with your husband. Try and solve, whatever situation you have. The only thing I know as a parent and as a woman I will not tolerate is physical abuse. That should be ruled out of any relationship.
Yes.
Physical abuse, but if it's just a normal, not trusting each other, you accuse me of this, you accuse me of that, and which the other person, have the right to explain himself or herself that no, this is a person. And that's why it's important that we should know our friends, both males and females. Today, my husband went to Mayflower School, Ikene, his secondary school. Up to today, the females in there, even one of them, each time she visits her children here in the US, they will come to our house. They will pay us a visit. And if they try to reach my husband, they can't get him, they will call my phone. They have my phone number. His nickname is Bob Ottah. And they will call me. I'm talking of female. I'm not talking of the male ones. They will call me that, oh, Liz, we've been trying to reach Bob. Is he okay? I'll say he's okay. So I'll just tell him, look, so person is looking for you. They've called me. They said they can't reach you. And then he will now reach out. And the same with the male. So we should just make sure that our partners know our friends, both male and female ones. It's not as if they are coming to our house, but once in a while, even sometimes we may need help from them sometimes, because there are people we grew up with, people we worked with. The only people we can keep at bay is those who tend to, overgo their bounds, because it does happen. Yeah. We can't rule that out. You will see some men, they say that you are married, and then they will still try and make passes at you, thinking that you are easy. Those ones, we can always keep those ones at bay.
Yeah.
Even I've told my husband of one that came, his own friend, not my own friend. Then we were in Nigeria. Who came?
Oh, wow.
So, yes, who came to our house one day? My husband wasn't. When he came to our house one day, and he was making passes at me.
Gee.
And then I pushed him out of the house. And as soon as my husband came back, I reported him to my husband. Look at what I was about. No, he didn't go to him. And then my husband told another friend, his own friend, that look at what Liz told me. And then that other friend said, why did you allow him to enter the house? Since your husband wasn't home. Wow. But then, just because I pushed him away, I didn't give him that, that opportunity, he never came back. Well, maybe maybe my husband reported him to somebody, but he never came back. We did see each other on the way and say hi. But even here, what am I saying? Even here, somebody, by chance, I met him. He happens to come from the same place with my husband, but he didn't stop at that. And he started running after me. I will always tell him, even though he introduced I didn't know his wife before. He introduced his wife to me. But then behind, I said, come, why are you running after me? I'm married to your kinsman. My husband is your brother. So why are you running after me? Until when I didn't give in, he stopped that rubbish. But we still talk. So that's just be transparent. Just be transparent. Let your partner know the people, so that you want to keep that doubting mind out of the whole thing. The person doesn't have to doubt you. That even if they see your when you are going out, man, I'm going to also place. The husband knows that, oh, she has gone to also place. Your wife knows that, oh, he has gone to also place. Even if they go there and they see you with somebody, it could be a friend. So if they tell your husband, some people are very nosy. We saw your wife somewhere with she told me that she's going to also place. Case in point, though this person didn't call my husband. You remember TJ?
Okay.
One of my classmates came from England for a party here in Laurel. And he told me that he will be coming. That was last year. He told me that he will be coming. And actually, he posted it on the platform. He was always joking about it, that, on our old students platform, that I'll be coming to the US, I'll visit so place and so place, and that I'll be in Laurel, and I'm going to see you, Liz. And so we will, they call me Ekwa. That's my Ghanaian name. That I'll see you, Ekwa. That I said, okay, no problem. When I was leaving the house, I told my husband, I told Chris, I said, oh, one of my mates came from London, that he's visiting the US, and that he invited me to another school. I don't know the person, but that one happens to be our junior in school, but they know each other. Somewhere in Laurel, so I'll be going there to meet him, to the party and all that. So I told, on getting there, I met Dr. TJ, and he was asking, after greeting, he saw me when I went to this because when I got there, I was looking for him because there was a lot of people. Now, oh, where's so person? So they pointed to him that's him over there. So I went to him. When I was greeting him, TJ happened to be around there. And we greeted each other because it's been quite a while. Oh, TJ. And then the next he said, where's your husband? Is he here? I said, no. So seeing me talking with another man, 1,000 thoughts, was running through. It's like, oh, are you guys still together? I said, of course, we are still together.
You guys together. Wow.
That's just my classmate. He invited me. And even my husband knew because, my husband, sometimes he goes to party, but it depends on whose party. Even if we have to go together, it depends on who is doing the party. Sometimes he will just tell me, you can go. Give my greeting to them. Tell them I wish them well and all that. So if you see me, it's not as if he's not aware of where I am at any given time. And even if I have to leave a place and go to another place, I'll normally call him that, oh, I'm on my way to so place. So no surprises. He knows. At every given time, that's where she is. So I think that's where couples ought to deal with each other. Yes.
Thank you. That is so beautifully said. Transparency, trust, very, very important in a marriage relationship. And you see, friendship cannot thrive where there's no transparency and trust.
Exactly.
Where there's deception, where there's suspicion, friendship cannot thrive. For your marriage to really work out, we understand that everything has a role. Physical intimacy has its role and its place. Communication has its role and its place. Finance, everything has its place that help to make us a whole human being.
Exactly.
So sometimes when we get married, we suddenly just drop the friendship that led us into that marriage. Then we began to just live by the euphoria of love and this and that. No, we cannot drop the friendship. Like she rightly said, your husband is your best friend, should be your best friend, and your confidant. I see people, they say, oh, I have my best friend. That best friend is outside of their home, and they share everything with that person, and they keep their spouse or their partner in dark. You are digging a pit for your relationship.
Exactly.
Marriage thrives when we see each other not only as lover, not only as parent, but as friends.
Exactly.
You can joke, you can laugh.
Yes.
You can play, you can fight. Exactly. I call my husband sometimes, he's my everything. He's my pastor, my father, my friend, my fighting partner, because we also fight. Yeah. That's the truth. I mean, that is the honest truth. We disagree, but we know the limits of how we go with these things. He's my friend. When anything happens, he's the first person I'm going to call and share with. Even though I'm going to hear other people's, I may share with my other friend and stuff like that. But my husband has to be in the loop. There's no surprises
at all.
He is my friend. You got to put friendship in your marriage.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to always be Mr. and Mrs. all the time. Remember how you guys started. I say it's a cycle. It was one person, and then you became two. And then God bless you, became 3. You became 4, 5. I don't know how many. Some people became 10, some became 12, some remain at 4. I remain at 5, okay? That's how I stop, okay? So, but a time is coming, it will go down to 4 for me, then to 3, then back to 2. So when there is no friendship, that is where we have what is trending now, what they call gray divorce. When there is no friendship, when you have gone through that cycle, when the kids are probably gone, then you don't know what to do with each other.
Exactly.
Then it becomes a challenge because there's no friendship. So after being friends, you became lover, you became parents, I don't know what else maybe, and then you will see that the cycle is going to come back again to where that friendship that you have built from beginning, it's what is going to help to sustain the relationship.
Exactly.
So if you are listening to us, what we are saying is friendship is important. It's not everything you have to fight on. You have to let go.
Exactly.
You have to be generous with forgiveness.
Yes.
Liz is my friend. We have had all kind of everything, but we're still together.
Yes.
I cherish our friendship. If she calls my attention to something, which she's always the one calling me because I'm the one that's always doing bad. I don't mind. I will apologize because I cherish our friendship a lot. So also with your husband or your partner, your wife, you can't keep keeping score of every wrongdoing. That's detrimental to the health of your marriage. Friendship, very important. Ability to share, be honest, be transparent, be truthful.
Exactly.
Communicate. Like she said, if there is a change in plan in the middle of the road, pick up your phone, let the other person know. Because it's not everybody that's actually happy with your relationship. Some people want to be in your shoe and they will go any length
Exactly.
to want to take what you have.
Exactly. That's true.
If you have not been following us, follow me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, Dr. Christian Akede. On Facebook, Matters in Marriage, and on YouTube. You'll see we have a lot of resources. I've hosted a lot of couples, some 50 years in marriage, some 40 years in marriage. They've shared their story. You can pick 1 or 2 things that will help you in your journey as a married person. I'm going to ask the next question. Research shows that the way partners fight, the way they handle their conflicts, determine how long the relationship will last. Some couples have no husband. When there's a disagreement, they go all out. It's like they're not a physical abuse, but there is an all-out mental, verbal words, name it. You punch. Actually, I've had a couple that said, my wife did this to me. I'm going to look for where it's going to hurt her the most to retaliate. How do we handle conflicts if there's a conflict? I'm sure there has been a lot of conflicts. You know, I know me.
Yes. One thing, this one I'm addressing it to we women.
Yes, thank you.
Especially.
Yeah.
We should learn to study our husband.
That's so true.
That's very true. Know what he likes, what he reacts to. And if you know what he reacts to, if there's a way that you can explain things to him to make him understand, whatever, if you feel that is something that will always come before you, let him do that. Like I said, your husband is your best friend. Sometimes we even ask for advice from them. Yeah. Because we do things sometimes that we don't know that may be offensive to them. Yes. But once you put it before your husband And then he will tell you, and likewise the men too, it's not always on the woman's part. And he will tell you, oh, this is how to handle that situation. So that, but if you decide to go it on your own and he finds out, it may cause another problem altogether. There was a time, still on matter of trust, not that my husband doesn't trust me. That was years ago. There was his friend. I used to cook because then we've known each other from Nigeria, the said friend. And I used to help him make stew. And he would come and, collect it from me, even though my husband didn't like it. Because each time he comes to collect the stew, he wasn't always home. But he knew then that was, helping the husband, the friend. So that one is apart. But we were fond of, myself and my husband then, we were fond of arguing with each other. Any small thing, I'll hold on to it. And then I'll remind him, the other time you did this, the other time you did that. And then sometimes I would do something and he will react to it. And then we won't talk to each other for days. And we'll be living in the same house, but we're not talking to each other.
Yeah.
So one day this friend came. I just made some, no, it wasn't the day he came. He called me. When he called me, and then he told me, that, oh, can you make a so thing for me? I said, okay. I now tabled what was going on between me and my husband. I didn't even mention him. And what was going on there wasn't even because of him. But it was always because of, oh, you did this to me the other time. You offended me. And that's me talking now. And when I do, something similar to my husband, or rather did something similar to my husband, and he's reacting, I'll tell him, but you first did it. You did it to me. So I now told his friend, because what made me, speak out is this. We were going to church. And that thing is always happening on a Sunday morning.
Ooh. Okay.
We were going to church, and each time I start my ranting, when we are on the road, on the highway, he will just press the gas. So Michael was very young. Michael was in the back seat. I said, oh, you can do that. You can speed if it's only you. Not when I'm in the car with my child. Don't kill us, please. And he won't talk. He will just press the pedal. And he would just shoot shoot up the speed limit.
Speed limit.
Yes. And so I had done that not once, not twice, about 3 times before I now told his friend. His friend too allowed me to land. And he said, madam, he calls me madam. He said, madam, men don't like that. That's why I say, you need to understand your husband.
Yes.
Don't argue, because I know we women are very fond of that. Don't argue. You allow the temperature to cool down. You cannot call him that, look, this is that situation. It's not as if you explain things to him. But if you feel that you are equal, well, the Bible says that man is the head of the household, right? Just give him that honor.
Yeah.
And let him give you that honor too as his helpmate. That as his equal, even though he is the head, but at the same time, let him listen to you too. And let him see from your own angle. And if there's anything your husband needs to correct, let him do it. Look, this is what makes me mad. This is what makes me angry. But the very moment I told my husband's friend told me that, you see what you are doing, thinking that, okay, he did this, I can do it too. You can argue with him. That men don't want that. They don't want you to, to argue with them all the time. Just allow him, after complaining, you just keep quiet. And when the temperature is cool down, then you can tell him that, look, this is that. It's not the way you think. And to tell you the truth, before God and man, that was when peace came into my home. And that was when that thing stuck, with me. And that was when peace. So even when we are, when we have our little disagreements, like you said, that your husband is your fighter.
My fighting partner.
Your fighting partner. When we have such, I keep quiet. We will not even talk to each other. Not that we won't greet. I'll normally greet him. In the morning, oh, good morning. We'll do that. If I have anything to, it's not as if I will keep mute completely. But that's coming back to, that's talking to each other as friends. That one, maybe after 2 days, we'll go gradually. We'll go back into that. But let women learn to understand their husbands.
Ooh, that is so powerful. I can't even stress that. I already shared that story with her. One day we were in a women conference, and an elderly woman was sharing her experience with us. And that experience really stuck with me so much, because she lives in Maryland. The husband was in North Carolina. And whenever he comes home, he wants the total attention of his wife. And the wife is a deaconess in church. Everybody has her number. Everybody calls her. So she said, whenever they call her for counseling, for church work, the man will be so mad. And the man doesn't go to church. The man will be so mad. The man will tell her, whenever I come, I don't want you talking to this. I'm just sharing our old women idea with you, okay? So the man will complain. And sometimes, if the man wants to spend 4-5 days with her, the man will cut it short to like 3 or 2 days and be like, okay, since you don't need me, I'm going to go back. I'm going back to where I come from. You don't need me. You are too busy with your church and this and that. So she said, one day she just thought about it. I can eat my cake and have it. I just need to apply wisdom.
Yes.
So she said, okay, whenever my husband is at home, I will not go grocery shopping before he comes. Whenever he comes, that's when I'm going to go do my grocery shopping. And any call or conversation I want to have that time, I'll do it during my grocery shopping. That way, when he's at home, when I get back home, I'm already done. Taking care of my business.
Yes, exactly.
Now he can get my full attention. So she said she started practicing it. The man was watching. The man noticed that this lady is suddenly not taking calls like that when I'm available. So she said, maybe like 5-6 months later, he called. He said, wow, what happened? Have you deserted all your friends? Aren't you the counselor in your church? She said, no, I just choose to be taking my calls when I go do my grocery shopping, because I don't want to do things that will keep making you angry and stuff like that. I don't want us to keep fighting.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, wow, really? You mean you do your talking when you go grocery shopping? She said, yes, because, and the man was like the woman so appreciate the fact that the lady paid attention to his complaint. And so since then, it doesn't mean anything to him anymore.
Exactly.
Just by her changing strategy,
exactly.
right, to address his concern, everything changed.
Yes.
And do you know, at the end of the day, the man followed her to the church.
Oh, yeah. I remember the couple you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. I was at the conference when she said that when her husband is okay, if her husband is not angry, he will normally address her like, oh, so person, like, some like a lover,
like
my
a
wife,
pet name.
like a pet name, like oh dear, this that. But when each time the husband calls her by her first name, oh, she knows the man is angry. that the husband will always call her by her first name anytime he's angry. That, let's say Victoria. Instead of calling her the
My
pet
dear
name or
darling.
anything, that they will just say, "I'm just using this name. The woman's name is not Victoria." They will just say, "Victoria, come here."
That means it comes from studying the man.
Man, exactly.
Study your husband. Be a life learner.
Exactly.
Things that makes him angry. Work on it.
Exactly.
It's difficult sometimes. It's not easy. Some of these things can be something that will, challenge us as women and even as men. I personally, I have learned something from that. There was a time in my own marriage also that we constantly fussing. Why? Because I wanted my husband to be a certain way. And he's not like that. I wanted him to be a certain way and he's not like that. So every little thing for me is anger, is fighting, is complaining, is da. Until one day I was in church, praying, lifting hands and doing everything. And that was the day my marriage took a different turn. I heard that voice distinctively said to me, if you cannot obey and submit and appreciate your husband who you see, how do you think your worship is acceptable to me who you do not see? I will never forget. That was the day I dropped all my euphoria, all my expectations, all my this. That was the day. That was the day I calmed down. So we're sharing our experience. The title says old, wiser, and learning. We're still learning. We're not there yet.
No.
So to round up, give us one wise, because the title says older, wiser, and learning. Can you share one thing you have said I have learned over the years that has helped me to improve in my marriage? One thing, and briefly, because of our time.
Well, I'll try. I think I've said it before.
Yeah.
We should learn to understand each other. That's very important. That is, apart from loving each other,
Yes.
learn to understand each other. Because without that, forget it. And, to spouses whose husband, both of them may not be in the ministry. If your husband is in the ministry, like you said, both men and women are bound to call him for counseling, or prayers and all that. And if your wife is in the ministry also, the same thing happens. Both men and women, she's a mother in Israel to a lot of people. So both men and women, they will normally call her that, "Oh, Mom, I have so situation." And this thing is everyday thing. I can go on and on. Right now, I have two that I'm handling. One is even between a pastor and his wife. The other one is between my nephew. My nephew, they just got reconnected with us. Their father is late. Their father happened to be my half brother, and they just found us. Maybe less than a year ago. But that is like we just came to fill that vacuum in their lives. Both men are married. This other one that is very close to me, the younger one, even last week he called me. He had been going through issues in his marriage. Well, the example you gave, that, the way you are behaving towards your husband, the same thing he was going through. He's been going through rather. So that day, he was forced to tell me, just about 3 weeks ago. And he told me that he's been keeping it to himself, that he's been having sleepless nights and all that. So I said, come, that's not the way to do it. I said, don't let this woman give you high blood pressure. I said, you are still very young and you're a young couple. He said, I've called her, I've explained things to her and all that. We agreed on this. And the moment I embarked on that, she changed her behavior. Now, from all indication, the woman didn't keep quiet. She was listening to outsiders. So they've started influencing her from outside. So I spoke to my nephew. I said, don't put it in your mind too much. I said, do this and that. I said, give me your wife's number that I would try and talk, even though I have not even called her. But I say, just be calm and don't fight. I said, be calm. Try to explain things to her. That you've spoken well about her in the beginning, and that all of a sudden for her to change now, that it means even though she may be expecting, she has some expectations from you, which you have not been able to meet, but then try and still be patient with her and discuss things over with her. 2 days ago, I'm talking of 2 days ago, she called me to thank me.
Oh, wow.
That she has changed. So we need to understand each other. It's very, very important in a marriage. Don't fight with your husband, and husband, don't fight with your wife. Just try to understand each other. And if your husband is a ministry, support your husband. Don't say, oh, he's counseling a lot of women. No. Women, both men and women, we always come to him for counseling. And if it's your wife that is in the ministry, support her. Let her ministry grow. Because you are, apart from her husband, you are her friend also.
Yeah.
And sometimes she can even share things with you. Like, look, I have so situation. How do I handle this? Be her best friend, and you, woman, be his best friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Pastor.
I think what we really want you to know is you grow with your marriage. You start somewhere, you keep growing, you keep learning, you keep trusting. Handle conflicts with wisdom. All right? From learning each other, you know what this person like, what this person doesn't like. Try as much as possible, because you know what? See your marriage as something that is beyond you, because the legacy you leave in your marriage lives for a long time.
Yes.
Because you have children, you have grandchildren, you have great-grandchildren. It's what you pass down to them that they're going to run with.
Exactly.
So we want to just encourage you. Don't throw in the towel. Work on yourself. Don't say, I want to work on my partner. You don't have power to work on anybody.
At all.
Work on your own stuff. Ask God for grace. Pray on your marriage.
Exactly.
Pray for your husband. And if you are in the Western world, your job schedule may not allow you to hold hand every moment to pray together, but always pray for your spouse. Always pray for your husband. You don't know what they're going through. Lift them up to God in prayer. If you're a woman, pray for your husband. If you're a man, please pray for your wife. And be each other's best friend. Be each other's best friend. I know when I got married, some of my friends left me. They said, oh, now we don't see you anymore. All the time you talk about your husband. They stopped being my friend. In fact, one of them lately reconnected back to me on matters in marriage. Because they were, but you know what? All into your relationship.
Exactly.
All in. He's your friend, he's your partner. The other day, God was showing me, we always pray, God send me helper. He said, God has sent you helper. When you meet your right man and your right woman,
exactly.
That's your first number one helper.
That's true.
So, because of our time, we may still continue this conversation, older, wiser, and still learning. Thank you for coming today to share
You're
your
welcome.
Experience. I really, really appreciate
My friend and my sister. And my pastor also, because he's a pastor.
Yeah, we've come a very, very long way. And you know what? I am rooting for you. I always just love the way you are very hardworking, very tenacious, very prayerful, very, one day she called me and said, you know that your daughter, This is what the Lord showed me. I said, yes, you are correct. She is that kind of woman, and I really salute all that you do for your children, for
Glory
your
to God.
husband, for your grandchildren. And you're also looking so cute. I don't know.
Glory to God.
So please, if you haven't followed Matters in Marriage, please follow Matters in Marriage on Facebook. We are on TikTok, Dr. Christian Akede, and we are on YouTube. Please share this conversation and go to our various platforms to listen to all of the conversations that we've been having. I want to let you know that God has a good plan for your marriage. And be blessed.
Amen.
Until we come again, I have a topic that I'm working on. It's going to blow your mind when that comes out. I'm not going to tell you yet. But you know what? Stay strong. Marriage is beautiful, and it is God's plan for you.
Yes.
Until we come again, have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving season that is coming up, and stay blessed.
Amen.
Bye for now.
Bye.